Hello there, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first vlog in my, I guess what I'm gonna call falling back in love with teaching series, where if you have no idea what I'm talking about, first go back and watch last week's video. By the way, I'm gonna be putting all of these vlogs on a playlist, so hopefully they will be somewhat organized for you. But in summary, I am trying to rediscover my passion for teaching by pursuing going back into the classroom and doing it in a more sustainable and balanced way. Because if you've seen any of my old teaching vlogs, you know that that's not exactly what my approach was. I'm an all or nothing type of person. So I'm gonna document the process, share it with you. I have no idea how long it will last, where we will end up, but we're gonna figure it out together. Honestly, it feels strange to be doing a vlog where I have no plan. There is no plan. Succession, anyone? No, okay. But it is Monday, June 3rd. I think I'm gonna try to share the date as often as I can remember, just to keep track of things. But I am now certified to teach in Texas, which I vlogged that as a behind the scenes video, and then I also gave updates in my Get Ready for the Month of May with Me vlog and my Get Ready for the Month of June with Me vlog. So if you wanna know more about that process of getting certified, go back and watch those. And just to clarify, at that time, I said I wanted to get certified just to have it. I didn't have the intention of going back to the classroom, and at that time, that was entirely true. This pursuit has been a more recent decision. While it has been something sitting in the back of my brain for a while, suddenly it just clicked that I felt like this is what I needed to be doing. And there was something about getting that certification that I think made me willing to make that jump. All that to say, the next step is to, I guess, apply for districts. It's funny because I've gone through this process before, but it was in the state of Maryland. And I'm assuming certain things are the same in Texas, but we'll find out along the way. And interestingly enough, I had a sports massage appointment this morning.
My back is sore, Dwight. Massage it.
And the guy that I go to, I feel like it ends up being a therapy session, but we were talking about kids, and he has a son, and we were saying how kids tend to be so open-minded, and he made a really good point about how kids know that there's so much about the world that they don't know, and that all of these adults and elders know a lot more than them, and they accept that. And I think that makes them more open-minded. And when he said that, I was like, that makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to embrace that childlike nature of realizing along the way, there's gonna be a lot I don't know. There's gonna be a lot that has changed, things that are different here in Texas, and it's okay to not know all of the steps going into it. That's why I'm documenting this, because we're just gonna figure it out. But I think my goal for today is to go ahead and apply for a district that, I think I technically live in this district. I don't know, where we live is weird because we're part of Austin, but we're not part of Austin. It's a hard thing to explain, and it doesn't matter to anyone else. But I'm gonna go ahead and apply for that district, and then from there, spend some time doing research on other potential districts / options, because I'm open to charter schools and private schools. I've obviously never taught in those. I'm gonna do some more exploration. However, I think it's good to just get the ball rolling by going ahead and applying to like a district, because who knows how long this process can take. And last night, Billy and I went for a walk with Ember, which I'll show you her in a second. She's laying by my feet. And we walked past a school, and the sign was like, school starts mid-August. And I was like, ugh. I kind of had that pit in my stomach feeling of, oh, like this is gonna sneak up on me if I don't start really taking action. So today, we're taking action.
Extraordinary events call for extraordinary actions.
Or at least some of us are taking action. Others, like Ember, are apparently taking naps. Houston, we have progress with a capital P. It has been about an hour. I've technically submitted 2 applications and I'm really excited. Here's the thing. It was interesting because back in Maryland, you would have to apply to the district in order to get put into the applicant pool, and from there you could apply for specific teaching positions. However, when I Googled the district I was wanting to apply for, it took me right to employment listings or employment opportunities where I was able to apply for specific positions. So that was different, but also convenient. The other thing that made it convenient is the fact that this district, I had previously registered as a volunteer there because I was going into a classroom to volunteer. We'll come back to that. And because of that, I already had an account. A lot of my information was already in there, which sped up the process. Cool beans. The other thing that was fantastic, and pat myself on the back for this one, is all of a sudden when I started applying, it had me attach a resume and cover letter, and I was like, oh, I should probably update that. Well, thankfully, because I have my resume template and cover letter template, I already had that essentially ready to go. In fact, I had an example one that I had made up for a video. All I had to do was go in and update a couple of pieces of information and export it. And that was a huge time saver. So I will show you that in just a second. If you are also applying for jobs and you want to speed up the process, I will say having a resume template and matching cover letter template make it so much easier. I mentioned that I applied for 2 different positions. So one was just a general, like it wasn't a specific grade or subject, it was just elementary teacher at this elementary school, and it's not that far from me. So I applied for that one first. Then upon further review, because there were, I don't know, 430 something positions available, I actually went to the very bottom where there were some more like obscure positions and just started scrolling and looking through. And it was funny because I was seeing things like library assistant. I'm like, ooh, that could be fun, but I didn't apply for any of that. I just did classroom positions. However, I came across an opening for 4th grade at the school I was volunteering at. And I was like, I really liked volunteering at that school. Let's go ahead and apply. So I applied, and then I also sent an email to the friend that I had a connection with that I would volunteer in her classroom. I was like, hey, just so you know, I applied for your school, same grade level. If you wanna, connect me with your principal, let me know. But at the same time, I don't want to get my hopes up. It's way too early for that. And I know that this process is probably going to be long and there will be lots of curveballs along the way. So I'm keeping an open mind, but I am happy with the progress that I've made, at least for day 1. And the fact that I just so happened to pick out my teacher mug today, it's a sign of something. I don't know what, but a sign of something. So here is that resume template that I mentioned. This is available in my TPT store. It includes a couple different variations of this resume as well as matching cover letter templates. So I had previously put this together for videos with my information. So like my professional experience is all mine, my certifications, all of that is accurate. The only thing I had done is put in fake contact information for obvious reasons. So I was able to literally take this, I've covered my contact information, and all I had to do was update my certifications. And then with the cover letter, because it was just kind of a sample cover letter, all I had to do was put in my information and the actual school information, and the rest of it was already written. So that was a huge time saver. I will link this down below if you are in need of a resume or cover letter template. I got you. It is the next day, Tuesday, June 4th, and I've got some updates. I apologize for my parents because I didn't think I was going to vlog today. I wasn't expecting any updates this quickly, but here we are. This is the raw, real reality that you apparently signed up for without knowing. I have an interview tomorrow. So let's back up. Last night, I received an email response from the teacher who I mentioned that I had volunteered in her classroom, who I reached out to. She passed along contact information for the administrators and administrative assistant. So I emailed them last night introducing myself and expressing my interest in the position. I attached my resume and cover letter, and it is now 9:30 the next morning. I got a call from the administrative assistant asking if I can come in tomorrow at 5 p.m. for them to get to know me better and for an interview. So we've got some work to do in terms of preparing. Old Michelle, and maybe current Michelle, we're gonna find out, would be freaking out and be super stressed because I have not updated my portfolio in a long time. But I'm trying to embrace not being a perfectionist and just taking it one step at a time. And I keep replaying in my head the saying that everything is figure outable, which I do think is true. There's a solution for every problem. And thankfully, because I have done previous videos on portfolios for teacher interviews, which this is by far one of the biggest tips I give to new teachers or teachers who are interviewing for a new role. Bring a portfolio, and don't just bring it and not open it during the interview. You gotta open it and like use it to showcase yourself. All that to say, because I already have the template, I'm hoping it won't be as overwhelming as what I'm maybe thinking in the back of my head that it will be. I've got this. Let's just open up my portfolio template, take a look at it together. I think I'm gonna open up the example one that I've used in videos, and then I need to find the one that I have that I've actually used in interviews, but that was like 7 years ago, so I don't even know if that still exists in my Google Drive. Let's go digging and find out. So I wanna find my physical portfolio first. This is a super flattering angle. I'm pretty sure it's in one of these drawers. Which drawer, I don't know. We've got folders and page protectors. We've got frames, random pieces of cork, fabric and shirts, plastic trophies and balloons. Here I thought I was organized. Math games. Oh. All right, let's start at the bottom, work our way up. Second grade materials. Does that smell good? Does that smell like the classroom? All right, a bunch of pockets, notebooks. Hello. Okay, we've got more. Okay, do not let me buy any more of these because apparently I have a ton. Okay, we've got more like printout examples. Oh, I see it, I see it. No, that's not it. Okay, those are data binders. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Okay, all right, we're just gonna, what is this? All right, so we have a printout of my resume and cover letter that I used in videos. We've got an example folder, which again, this is just kind of a mock-up that I used in a video, so that's good. I'm just gonna put that up there. I don't need these. Ooh, teaching portfolio, okay. Wow, these are coming off. It's fine, everything's fine. All right, I'm gonna take a look at this. What is this one? Why do I have two? Oh. It's okay. Oh, it's my first one. I think this is like the legit one that I used. Yes, it has, this is nostalgic. It has a business card for the principal of the second school that I taught at in Maryland. Wow, okay. So this is like my legit first portfolio, and obviously I have updated the style. So for example, that was my philosophy of education page. And then the updated portfolio, I think, do I have that in here? Okay, yeah, so that's now what the page looks like. And I like this layout much better. So we're gonna look through these kind of together and figure out what all we need. And we're gonna go digging for the digital files as well. And in order to get in some movement, we're gonna walk and talk. There's gonna be a lot of walk and talking in my vlogs in the summer. Okay, I did a little bit of digging and I could not find my legit portfolio with my real information in my Google Drive. It's fine. I was able to find the example one that I have used in videos before, which has a lot of the same information. I just change out like contact info for obvious reasons. So let me go ahead and start looking through that because I pulled open the file, but I haven't actually peeked at any of the slides. Okay, so this is in Google Slides. If you are interested in this template, it's in my TPT store, and as I'm gonna show you, it makes your life much easier. So obviously, I need to update my last name. We'll get to that. I have the cover pages, so informational documents, my table of contents, which I think is literally what is in this binder. Yes, that is the exact same as what's here. So I think this is just the digital copy of this. But let's look through. Obviously, I will add in like my updated cover letter, resume, both teaching certificates, the Maryland one and the Texas one. I've already got the transcripts. Philosophy of Education is this page, which I will read over and obviously update if I need to, but I feel like a lot of that is the same. Formal evaluations, I'm pretty sure are in there. Let's double check. No, they are not, so we will find those. And then letters of recommendation, which I think they're all from my like student teaching. I did not ask, I probably should have now in hindsight, but again, I wasn't going into another teaching position when I left my last school. I should have asked my last principal and assistant principal for a letter of recommendation, but it's fine. I've got the reference info. We're just gonna move along. Awards and certificates, I know my copies of all that are in there, but I can add in like my Google educator certifications that I got, was that last summer, 2 summers ago? Something like that. Literacy instruction, math, science, social studies. Okay, so I can put in example lesson plans. That's easy. I may already have some in there, I don't know. Classroom management, I've already got my sections set up, building relationships. Okay, I have more here than I thought I did, which is reassuring. Now, I'm gonna obviously update some things. Ooh, PD presentations. Okay, all right, Michelle, you know what? I feel better. I will need to do some updating, but I don't think it's gonna take as long as I was maybe initially thinking, which is good. That brings my stress levels down. I've got this, it's all gonna be fine. Although I am a little stressed right now because this desk is a hot mess. I now have both of these binders. You know it's been a busy day when my phone is not even plugged in because I am that person that likes to keep it plugged in at all times. I've got my coffee that is now cold, but I only drank half of it. I've got books because I'm doing my summer book club, which if you wanna join in that, the first meeting will, I don't know when this video is going up, so maybe it's already happened, maybe it hasn't, but we are gonna meet on June 13th, June 27th, and July 11th for the summer book club. It's free to join, it's just a Facebook group. I will leave the link down below. I need to reread Tiny Habits for the podcast episode that Bridget and I are doing. I'm currently reading Just for the Summer, which my other friend Bridget, who lives here in Texas, sent this to me. I'm a little over halfway, which is good. I am loving that. And then I've got a notebook with ISTE stuff, because ISTE's in 2 weeks and I am working on those presentations. So I think we're gonna clean this area up so I feel better, and then we're gonna put together this portfolio and it's all gonna be fine, right? Hopefully. One of the first things I'm doing is fixing these tabs because I love these dividers. It's basically a sheet protector with a divider on the outside, so then other sheet protectors that you have don't cover up the dividers, whereas most standard packs of dividers are not long enough to stick out past the page protectors. So I will link these dividers as well as either this binder or something similar. I got this binder from Target. I don't think they still carry it, but I will find the closest option and link it. Regardless, these dividers, the tabs are just little pieces of paper that I tape to it, and they're coming off. So I don't know if you can see here, it's like flapping. So I'm basically just taking some pieces of packaging tape. Nothing fancy or revolutionary, but I am taking the entire piece of tape and just kind of wrapping it around the divider. So I'm gonna stick it just like so. It's not necessarily the way that it should be done, but it's the way that I'm doing it. So I'm just kind of going over each one, making sure it's secure. Some of them are okay actually, but other ones like this, they need some help. It was hanging on by a thread there. So fixing that, and then my printer is having some issues connecting right now. So it's in timeout. And then I'm gonna try to reprint the pages that need to be updated, but we'll see if it decides to cooperate. Portfolio is updated and done. It is not perfect. However, I was chatting with my dad the other day about how I think in order to fall back in love with teaching the way I did when I first started, I need to let go of a lot of my perfectionist tendencies. Ironically, his immediate response was, okay, but can you do that? And I don't know the answer. It's gonna be hard for me, but I'm trying to embrace it little by little, starting with my portfolio. First, if you go to the social studies section, okay? Here's the cover page. Turn the page, you have the next cover page, which means it is empty. And I'm just trying to embrace the good enough mentality. It doesn't have to be perfect. Also, I had to restrain myself because my old cover had my old last name, and when I replaced it with Emerson, the cursive font didn't fit on one line, and I started playing around with other cursive fonts, and I had to stop myself. I said, Michelle, this is not important, focus on what is important. So I just changed it to the same font that's here, which is the Oswald font. Now, I'm not gonna walk you through the entire thing because she's very thick. Also, because I have already done videos where I show you the inside of my portfolio. I also show you how to set up your own. I have all of those videos along with other ones on resume, cover letters, interviewing, all the stuff that comes with getting a teaching job on a playlist of YouTube videos, which I will link for you in the description box. You can go back and watch that if you are interested. But in addition to updating like my resume, cover letter, a lot of the pages I left the same. Like my philosophy of education page, I didn't end up changing it because I reread it and I'm like, that still resonates with me. I did add in from a file box that I had in my closet all of my summative ratings from my last position, which was teaching 4th grade. Obviously, I have not interviewed since then, so I hadn't added them to my portfolio, but I added the summative ratings, which are like the end of the year ratings, as well as observation forms. And I put in some more like example lesson plans, which these are part of my formal lesson plan templates, and they're not extravagant lessons by any means. They're just very run-of-the-mill lessons, but I feel like that's valuable to see. So if you're interested in a template like that, whether you're fresh out of college and maybe you don't have example lesson plans like written up like this, you can use the template to help you out. That will be linked for you. Otherwise, I put together my folder, my signature folder that I have done this for years at interviews. I take this with the intention of leaving it to whoever I'm interviewing with to keep. It just has a copy of my resume, cover letter, and then I like to put in some artifacts. So I put in copies of those same lesson plans that are in my portfolio. I also put in a copy of my most recent summative rating from the end of the last school year that I taught. I figured I don't need to put too much in here, just a few things for them to be able to look back on. But that is what I'm taking with me to my interview, my portfolio, this folder. I probably should also get like a notebook. I'm a note taker. I like to have paper and a pen to jot things down. But otherwise, next step is heading to my interview. I've changed, it is time to go. I always have to wait until the last second to put on anything nice because the pet hair in this house is rampant. But because the whole theme of this new season of my life is being intentional and striving for sustainability, we're gonna be doing things a little bit different. If I don't change, I'm gonna get the same result. So I am no longer gonna have a strict upload schedule for YouTube. Instead, I'm just going to authentically upload and share the vlogs in real time when I can, whenever they're ready, rather than putting the pressure on myself to have them go up on a specific day, at a specific time. I will feel a lot more excited to document the process if I don't have those pressures. So, that being said, all of these videos will be on a playlist. If you enjoyed it and you're excited to see what's next, give the video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss any future videos, because who knows when they are dropping. I'm just gonna capture as much as I can. I'm so excited to share this journey with you. I don't know where it's gonna take us. Right now, it's taking us to an interview, which you will hear more about in my next video. But beyond that, I have no idea. And that's exciting. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. As always, thank you for watching. I love you so much. Don't forget to put your positive pants on, and I will catch you in the next one.